Hello everyone, welcome to Maximum Zen Yoga. We'll begin today's practice stepping to the top of your mat and coming into mountain pose, stepping the feet to hip width distance. And bring the hands down beside you, palms facing forward. And I invite you to close your eyes and bring all of your attention down to your feet, feeling the connection between your body and the earth. And grounding down through all four corners of the feet. Maybe even taking a moment to lift all 10 toes up, spreading the toes nice and wide, and feeling all four corners of the feet, the big toe mound, baby toe mound, back two corners of the heels, and then slowly dropping down one toe at a time. As you move up the legs, tightening up the thighs, lifting the kneecaps, and gently reaching your heart up towards the sky, pulling the shoulder blades down and back, finding length through the spine. Taking this opportunity to connect to your center, grounding down through the feet. Tadasana or mountain pose is strengthening, calming, balancing. A great way to reconnect to the earth. And when you're ready, blinking open the eyes and take a full deep breath in through the nose, and out through the nose. Inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. On your next inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky, bring your gaze up towards your hands, and then exhale, swan dive forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale into a halfway lift with a flat back, bringing your hands to your shins or your thighs, and then exhale to fold forward. And grabbing onto opposite elbows, allowing the torso and the head to hang heavy. And just keeping a gentle bend in the knees to bring any tension off of the low back. And if it feels good, gently swing side to side, moving nice and slow. Feeling a beautiful opening down the backs of the legs. Moving slower than you'd like to here, from left to right. And when that feels complete, come back to center, or release the elbows, placing the hands down onto the mat. And then inhaling into a halfway lift with a flat back, bringing your hands to your shins. And then plant the hands and step back into high plank. And we'll hold our plank, staying high on the balls of the feet, pulling in the navel towards the spine, and pressing down through the hands, feeling the connection between your palms and the earth. Allow the fingertips to spread wide. Keep breathing as we hold, engaging the core. Keep breathing. And as you exhale, come into downward facing dog, lifting the hips, finding length through the spine. Keep a gentle bend in the knees, allowing the gaze to fall between the feet. And finding your breath. So if this is your first downward facing dog of the day, feel free to walk out the dog, bending one knee at a time. And just keeping a gentle bend in the knees. Avoid locking the joint. And lifting the tailbone up towards the sky. Pressing down through the hands. And connecting to the breath. On your next inhale, flow forward, coming into plank. Drop the knees and then lowering down. Inhale into a baby cobra, lifting your heart, pressing the tops of your feet and your pubic bone down into the mat as you lift your heart higher, pulling the shoulder blades together, and then exhale through tabletop, lifting the hips into downward facing dog. And we'll find our grounding center again, pressing the palms into the earth, reaching the heels towards the earth. And then on your next inhale, flow forward. Feel free to modify your vinyasa by dropping the knees or flow all the way down to the floor through chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog or baby cobra, and exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to high plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment here to reconnect to your breath, grounding down through the palms, reaching the heels towards your mat. Allow the breath to be smooth and steady. And start to look forward to the top of the mat. And then we'll take baby steps all the way forward until your feet meet your hands. Keeping a bend in the knees. Inhale to a halfway lift, and exhale, fold forward. Take a deep bend in the knees as you inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky, bring the palms together and down through heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, swan dive forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale to halfway lift. Let's plant the palms and step back with the left foot, dropping your knee to the mat. Keep your left toes tucked under. And press down through the right heel as you bring your hands up to your right thigh. Inhale, sweep your arms up towards the sky. Imagine grounding down through the right foot and the left foot and into the left knee. And then start to find lightness as you lift your left knee up off the mat, straightening out the back leg. Coming into crescent lunge. Keep the back heel lifted high. And then we'll start to hinge forward, coming to a 45-degree angle as you reach your arms forward. Come up high on the left toes. Reaching forward, and then step forward. Bring the left foot to meet the right and sit down and back into chair pose. Squeeze the thighs together. Keep reaching your arms forward. And start to lift the heels, coming up onto your tippy toes. Using the strength in the legs, standing all the way up as you reach towards the sky. And then exhale, release your heels to the mat. Bring hands down through heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and step the right foot back. Drop your right knee to the mat. Keep your toes tucked under at the back. Ground down through the left heel as you bring your hands to your left thigh. And then when you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. Grounding down through the low body, finding lightness up towards the upper body as you reach your arms towards the sky. And we'll lift the right knee up off the mat, moving into crescent lunge. find strength through the back leg, lifting your right heel high, coming up onto the ball of the right foot, and lunging into the left knee. Pulling the navel in towards the spine, engage the core. And then we'll hinge forward, reaching the arms to a 45-degree angle. Coming up a little bit higher on the right toes and step your right foot forward to meet the left. Sit down and back into chair. And keep the gaze just in front of your mat. Pulling the belly button in towards the spine. Keep breathing. And then we'll start to lift the heels, coming up onto the balls of the feet. Challenging the low body. From here, we're going to sit all the way down onto the heels. And then spread your knees wide, coming into a modified version of garland. We'll drop the hands down towards the floor and lean forward, opening up the hips. And walking the hands forward, just dropping your forehead down towards the floor, releasing any tension in the back of the neck. Keep breathing, sending your breath into your hips. And we'll start to transition into crow pose, walking the hands back towards your thighs and connecting your thighs to your triceps, so right above the elbows. And then start to lean forward, maybe lifting up one foot at a time, maybe lifting up both feet. Try to bring your toes together to touch. We'll come to balance. Grounding down through the palms, and then bring your feet towards the mat and step back into high plank. Lower down through chaturanga and inhale into upward dog. As you exhale, move into downward facing dog. Reconnecting to the breath, reconnecting to the connection between your body and the earth. Finding length through the spine, lifting the tailbone towards the sky, gently pulling the belly button in towards the spine. And allowing the breath to be smooth and steady. On your next inhale, reach the right toes up towards the sky and pause in three-legged dog. And holding here in your three-legged dog, and start to bend your right knee, stacking your right hip on top of your left. We're opening up the right side body. We keep grounding down equally through both hands. Slowly start to come back to center and keep your right leg lifted as you move forward into plank, bringing your knee in towards your chest. Step the right foot between the hands and then reaching the arms up towards the sky, using the core to lift your torso. Moving into a warrior one posture, step the back foot in a couple inches and lunge into the right knee. Keep the hips squared forward. And bring the gaze up towards the sky if that's okay on the back of the neck. We'll come into a back bend here, so bringing the hands down behind the low back, interlace your fingers and press your hands towards the earth as you lift your heart towards the sky. Keep lifting your heart higher. And slowly come back up to center and start to hinge forward, hinging at the right hip crease, Keep your hands interlaced behind your back. And breathing into the opening. Start to come up high onto the left toes, and we'll transition into Warrior 3, lifting the left leg straight back. Keep the hands interlaced behind the back, and bringing the torso parallel to the floor. Slowly start to release back up to standing and bring your left knee in front of the body, interlacing your hands in front of the left shin. Keep the shoulders down and back as you gently pull your knee in towards the body. Keep the standing leg strong, kneecap is lifted, thigh is firm. And then if you want to bring more of a challenge into this pose, you can release your right hand to your hip. Maybe even challenging yourself even more today with your peace fingers grabbing onto the big toe on the left foot. Start to kick your foot forward. Moving even further into this posture, release the right hand over to the right, bringing the left foot opening up to the left. Slowly come back to center, and we'll move back into Warrior 3, stepping the left foot, reaching the toes back as you hinge forward. Step the left foot back and opening up the heels, moving into Warrior 2. Lunging into the right knee. Bring the gaze over the right fingertips. So just making sure the left foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Right toes are pointing forward. Let's bring the right forearm down to the thigh and reach your left fingertips forward. Find length through the side body. If you want more of a challenge, reaching both the arms forward, just like you're holding a big beach ball up overhead. Or you can release your right hand down towards the earth and bring your left hand towards the sky. And we'll make our way back to Warrior 2 as we reverse our warrior, flipping the right hand open, reaching up and back, feeling a nice stretch down the right side body. Keep lunging into the right knee, windmill the hands over the right foot and step back into high plank. And lower down through chaturanga, and lift the heart into upward facing dog. And then moving into downward facing dog. Taking a pause here, reconnecting to the breath. And on your next inhale, reach the left toes towards the sky. Pausing in three-legged dog. And keep grounding down equally through both hands. You start to bend the left knee, stacking your left hip on top of your right hip. Feeling a nice opening down the left side body. And slowly bring your foot back to center. Bring your left knee in towards the chest and step the left foot forward. Inhale, reaching the arms towards the sky. Step your right foot in a couple inches and drop your right heel to the mat, moving into Warrior 1. Let's bring the hands down behind the low back, interlacing the fingers, lifting the heart towards the sky, moving into a back bend. Come back up through center and hinging forward. Reach the crown of the head forward. Then we'll ground down through the left foot as you reach your right toes back, moving into our modified Warrior 3. Keep the standing legs strong. Slowly standing all the way up to center. Interlace the fingers in front of the right shin as you gently pull your knee in towards you. Keep the shoulders down and back, shoulder blades are pulled together. So if you'd like more of a challenge, you can bring your left hand to your hip. With your peace fingers, grab onto your right toe and then straightening out the right leg, kicking your heel forward. And try to keep the chest open, shoulder blades are down and back. If you'd like more of a challenge, releasing the left hand to the left, start to open up the right foot over to the right. Keep the standing leg nice and strong, firming up the thigh. And slowly come back to center. You can release your right toe. Keep the right foot lifted and hinge forward, kicking your foot back, moving into Warrior 3. We'll release the right foot to the mat. Heel toe the right foot so it is parallel to the back of the mat, and lunging into the left knee, finding your Warrior 2 posture. Bring the gaze over the left fingertips. And we'll bring the forearm down towards the thigh, sweep the right hand forward. So again, if you want to challenge your core, you can reach both arms up as if you're holding a beach ball, or you can bring the left hand down to the floor and reach your right arm towards the sky. We'll move back into Warrior 2 and reverse Warrior, flipping the left hand open, reaching it up and back, feeling an opening down the left side body. Keep the gaze of looking up towards the sky. And move back into Warrior 2, windmill the hands over the left foot and step back into high plank. Exhale, lower down through Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath, allowing the breath to be smooth and steady. Grounding down through the palms. And come forward, drop the knees to the mat, send the hips back. Moving into child's pose, keep reaching the hands forward, finding length through the spine, and allowing the forehead to rest all the way down onto the mat. Taking this opportunity to surrender, allowing the body to be completely relaxed, supported by the earth. And feeling grounded and connected. So option now to move into a wide-legged child's pose. Bring the knees as wide as the mat, bring the big toes to touch. Sending the hips all the way back. Keep the arms reaching as far forward as you can. Resting the forehead all the way down onto the mat. Feeling the connection between the body and the earth, allowing the earth to support you. When that feels complete, come forward and roll over onto your back. And you can extend the left leg, bring your right knee in towards your chest, and then start to kick your right heel up towards the sky. Bring your hands behind the right thigh. Then we'll bend into the right knee with the right hand, grab onto the outer edge of your foot, move into half of a happy baby. Opening up the right hip over to the side, and then releasing your foot, moving on to the left side, kick your left heel towards the sky. Interlace your fingers behind your left leg. Reaching around, grab onto the outer edge of the left foot and open up your hip, moving into half a happy baby on the left side. Just making sure here that both the shoulders are pressed into the mat. And releasing the left foot to the mat. And we'll make our way into our final posture, which is a twisting posture. So we'll bend the right knee and start to bring your knee over to the left, crossing it over the body. And try to keep both shoulders pressed into the mat. You could extend both your arms to a T position, maybe even bringing the gaze over to the right hand. And slowly bring your knee back to center, and we'll move into the other side, bending the left knee and crossing your knee over the body as you twist over to the right. And if you'd like to bring the gaze over to the left fingertips. And twisting is a great way to detoxify the body, bringing fresh blood and fluid into our organs. And coming back to center, bending both the knees. Give yourself a nice squeeze, hugging your knees into your chest, maybe rocking side to side if that feels okay on your spine. And moving into Shavasana, extending both of the legs out onto the mat, releasing the arms down beside the body, palms facing up. And I invite you to close your eyes for the next few breaths. Allow your body to be completely still. And stillness allows us to soak in all of the benefits of our practice today. And anytime the mind wanders, practice bringing it back to this moment. So you're welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need to. If you're ready to move out of Shavasana, we'll transition into the fetal position, rolling over onto your right side. And then slowly coming up to a comfortable seated position. As we close our practice today, bring hands to heart center. I invite you to close your eyes and take this last opportunity to feel the connection between your body and the earth. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel so we can help yoga reach more people. Namaste.